What's going on YouTube? TeamSC back online here with another video for you guys today. Going to be casting a 3v3 played. Yesterday I was playing a little bit of ladder, playing with a couple random teammates, and this is one of the threes that I played. So I'm going to cast it for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. So in the bottom right corner we do have me spawning as the orange Terran. My allies are none other than Brezi's Blood playing as the yellow Protoss, and our third ally is Fong Mahong playing as the purple Terran. And already from the get-go, our third teammate has decided to leave the game. And I've been having this problem a lot lately. I just posted a video on what to do in the 2 versus 3 situation and pretty much more or less rush what my teammate just said. So we're going to have to rush and do some early game aggression, which is unfortunate but not the worst of deals. We are up against Geronimo playing as the red Protoss. His allies are Puppiness playing as the teal Terran, and the last teammate is Macro Jelly playing as the blue Protoss. And this map is, I forget what this map is called. I think it's Orbital Depot or something like that. Actually, I forgot this map name. But anyways, it's a weird little map because you do have 2 allies who are pretty close together. Do have a little small walkthrough that goes into your natural expansion. Then kind of a huge choke you can kind of defend all together. And then there's a third base out here in the middle of the map, and then a gold out here as well. These are pretty hard to secure. There are 3 watchtowers that go across the middle of the map to give you pretty much vision of everything coming, unless it's flying in this airspace way off to the corner of the map. Third allies, unfortunately, spawn by themselves. But they do have access to 1, 2, 3 bases fairly easily. So one ally is by themselves, but they do get access to 4 bases, so they can actually tech up and get a better economy. Usually if you're on one of these 2 bases, you're going to end up being some kind of 2 base strat, potentially 3 base strat, but you won't get a 4th base on this one. So it does good and bad being by yourself, but already from the get-go I am opening up with 4 barracks, going to go for straight Reapers. Get 2 gas early on. We did lose our teammate, but that means we get his mineral income, so we actually built workers enough to get him up to 16 full base satcher. Actually have 1 SCV here not doing his job, and getting 1 barracks just to have a little marine here in case anything tries to come up and run into the base. We want to keep this base running, don't want 1 zealot to be able to negate this base income. But after this, we don't plan to do too much else with this. So since we have all those extra minerals with this, I'm going straight for 2 early gas, so that way I could crank out Reaper production from 4 barracks simultaneously. Do have some Reapers going into the middle of the map, getting this watchtower. Going to get ready to do some aggression. Thought about going for the player who's by themselves, but then thought it would probably be better to try to do damage to the 2 players versus the one who's by himself. So Reapers are going to be going in. There are a couple Marines who are going to be using this grenade. Going to be microing against the Marines a little bit of miss micro. Do lose 1 Reaper unfortunately, but these Marines are pretty beat up. Not too bad for 2 Reapers, but we do have 4 more on the production tab. So after this next wave, we should be able to get something done. Meanwhile, my ally Brezy Blood is going for a bunch of Zealots off 1 base with an Immortal as well, and he's getting ready to gear up for some kind of push as well. Meanwhile, Geronimo is sending his Mothership Core here to help protect his ally against the Reapers. Puppiness going for double reactors, really hardcore 1 basing here, 3 barracks, even starport in production. Didn't even get the orbital command, which is a big blunder for any of you Terrans out there. Always get your orbital command as soon as you get it, because mules are where the economy is at. But anyways, able to push in here with the Reapers. Do see this Mothership Core going to have to get out there a little bit. Mothership Core doesn't kill the Reapers too quick, but don't want to lose too many Reapers. SB's even coming along to attack, and a little bit of a blunder, losing 2 Reapers there. Should have been a little bit better on my micro, but going to step out of the battle, regenerate a little bit, and still go back in and try to get some damage done. Meanwhile, my ally is still macroing, and we do have an adept coming up over here trying to harass, and like I said, negate this expansion, but luckily we do have a wall, so this adept will have to kill a supply depot before he can do any damage. Decide to go ahead and investigate this guy. He does have a cannon up, which is going to shut down my Reapers. Does have 1 cannon just finishing. I'm opting to go in to try and take out this cannon as quick as possible, but that cannon does go up. Going to go back and try to take out the cannon. It is getting close to the red, trying to keep the green Reapers in the front end. We actually do get this cannon, but we do lose a couple of Reapers to that, unfortunately. Then the Mothership Core is coming here, so we're going to have to run out with these Reapers. So far, not getting too much damage done. We do have that 3rd base going for us, but we're still 1 basing it at the moment, and we have no idea what Blue's getting, and actually he does have his adepts go in to go ahead and kill our 3rd free mining base, which is unfortunate, but going to be moving in again with these Reapers. Do manage to get some of these workers off guard. There are some Marines Marines here, but they are a little bit out of position. Going to be coming in with even more Reapers and going to take this fight head on. It's only a handful of Marines, so these Reapers should be able to do some good damage. Going to be kind of microing behind. Tank does get into siege mode. Don't want to get any hits with that. Already lost a couple Reapers, but actually getting a couple of these guys workers. Going to be scouting the expansion to see if they have anything else. Meanwhile, my ally is moving to assault the red Protoss, and the blue Protoss is killing our third base. So a lot of action going on in multiple spots. Going to be sneaking the Reapers in here. There's nothing to defend it. Mothership Core is not at home. I think went out to the fight. Mothership Core out of position, needs to be home to defend this base. So Blue's going to be losing a lot of probes to his Reapers, and we have the big assault from Zealots, Immortals, and a few Adepts going to be going here attacking Geronimo. Geronimo only has one Stalker, just built a couple cannons, but hasn't gotten any units up yet. Opted to go for the economy, and definitely didn't get any units going. So he is going to lose his expansion. Blood doing pretty good, has most of his army left. A couple of Immortals should be able to eat these Stalkers up fairly easily. A couple Stalkers coming in from the back, but unfortunately there is nothing that shoots air for my ally, so this Mothership Core is just free to do damage and harass all of these things. Granted, it's going to take a long time to kill it all, but we will see. So anyways, big fight here. Photon Overcharge coming down for Geronimo, but there are a couple of Immortals here, and these Immortals will take down buildings quick. He could actually micro these Immortals to the front to make quick work of this pylon and that photon cannon, but not bleeding too much, just trying to hang out on the outskirts, do whatever damage you can. Going to be sniping that Cybernetics core. Meanwhile, we have lost our free mining base. The command center is here, but we're not paying attention to it. Could have left it off and used it for something else, but not the end of the world. Another photon overcharge going down, and Geronimo, not realizing his Mothership Core is uncontested here, kind of keeping it in the safe range, and then he realizes, well, wait, I can hit all this stuff for free, but ally going to be forcing down the Nexus. Geronimo losing both his Nexuses, but he does have 900 minerals and a bunch of workers left. Going to be throwing another photon overcharge, and blood going to be getting out of there. Meanwhile, Reapers did do significant damage to this the blue Protoss's workers. He is down to 9. And Teal Terran lost a good amount of workers too, actually getting a little bit defensive and building a bunker because he's worried. So all in all, a little bit scrappy. Blue Protoss was moving in to attack us, but we do have a little bit of army here to defend, even a little bit of depth coming from the flank side. But probably should not take this fight. Army a little bit out of position. Going to be losing all of these troops here. A little blunder on my ally. Half this army is going to be going down. Immortal sadly going to be getting sniped as well by the blue Protoss. And this is a good switch for them because we lost half our army there. Barely getting second base up for blood. I do have my second base up in mining. It went up to 7 barracks and double eBay. So I am switching it up, going into bio. I never do bio unless it's a 2v3 situation where I need a kind of a mobile army to keep harassing and just doing damage to the best of my ability. So whenever it's 2v3, I usually get forced into bio. I mean, you could mech on it, but mech's a little bit slow. And it's great. I love playing mech, but I think if we went mech, it would be too one-sided because then we'd leave the enemy teams uncontested and they would kind of overtake us. But right now, Stim is done for me. I am waiting for 1-1 to finish, which is almost done now. And this is going to be a good time to hit up. Do have the starport, going to be building 2 medevacs and rallying it to my troops. I'm going to try and take advantage of these 1-1 upgrades. I'm going to be moving across the map here pretty soon. Big drop coming in for the Teal Terran. Going to be dropping my allies' base, killing lots of probes. Unfortunately, 2 tanks here going to town. Going to be moving the bio in from the side to try to prevent this army from retreating. Zealots going in the front, Marines going to be going down, and bio is going to be stimming up from the back and just try to catch these medevacs, make sure we get those tanks so we don't need them harassing us anymore. But my ally kind of faltering, does lose all of his workers, a little bit of a blunder. Blue Protoss is going to be hitting the front of our base as well, so we do need to bring this army back down here. Blue Protoss has a decent chunk of units, but we do have a lot of bio here, and this bio is upgraded 1-1. It is all weak, though, because we don't have any medevacs just yet, so I'm holding off a little bit, waiting for a couple medevacs to get this army back to full health before we attack. Going to be moving across the map, too. Do see the medevacs are almost done. Decide now is a decent time to push, because the medevacs will catch up with this army. Ally is going to be going in. Doesn't even need to engage that just yet, kind of engaging without me. He only has a handful of troops. They're going to be moving this bio. I'm going to go ahead and stim pack. I see that I have upgrades on. I see this army isn't that big. Going to be trying to do what damage I can and get some free kills. Photon Overcharge coming on the offensive pylon, but not enough to hold us back. Does warp all of his units back home. Going to be taking this watchtower and need to give my bio a little bit of time to heal up. So I am opting to go attack this side, see if we can get a little bit of damage done. Do need to stop for a second and let this bio heal. Not really paying attention. Not my best play. Bio is a little weak. I'm not letting these medevacs heal. Going to actually be loading up and try to do a drop on the other side and kind of harass the side. Going to be going in. Going to be running up front, trying to snipe out that tank before it gets sieged. A big blunder on my part. Another tank coming in, and blue Protoss moving in as well. This was not a fight I should have taken. Do get out of there. Do manage to save some of my troops, but it was a blunder to kind of engage like that. I thought I had the upper hand, but wasn't as good as I thought. But do have a drop going down on the other side of the map, and going to be harassing this guy, trying to make sure he doesn't get back in the game. He just got his nexus back up and his base up and mining. Does have a couple of stalkers, but I do not want him being able to take these bases and remine. So I am going to be dropping him, giving him a little bit of harassment. Just trying to be annoying, making sure he stays busy dealing with my harass and doesn't get to macro for free and make the big Protoss death ball. Meanwhile, still macroing up, taking the third base down as well. Going to be getting more upgrades too pretty soon. My ally still getting back into the game. Doesn't have many probes yet, only about 10 at this time. So right now it's kind of a 3v1 situation. Red hasn't really got up and running, but he does have the nexus and the workers to actually do something eventually, but going to be trying to get this medevac out of here. Do manage to boost and keep the units alive, and this is the good thing. If you're ever playing bio, this is kind of the way to play bio. The strong part of bio is attacking multiple sides at once. And see, I could have lost that dropship, but the fact that even though everything's weak, the fact that it's alive keeps pressure on Red Protoss, has him worried, doesn't allow him to go out and attack because a drop could be coming at any time. So it does require them to be a little bit, careful about what they do next. Did go for 4 robotics bays. This is unusual. I guess he has an econ for it, but not sure why he went for all these robotics bays. I don't even know if 2 bays is enough to support constant production of immortals, it looks like. So he's going straight for immortals. Does need some Colossus or Disruptors to counter my bio. Immortals aren't going to be the best. If I went mech, possibly, but Immortals will not do too much against all bio. Do have another drop moving out. Going to be trying to drop blue as well, and also keeping this drop alive. Going to be moving in here to do a little bit of harassment. Going to be taking out this Artosis pylon, the only pylon powering 4 robotic support bays, and they are going to go down, and all the production on the Immortals has stopped. Going to be losing this army, but too focused over here trying to get the second drop going as well. And do lose this, managed to save just the 1 medevac, bringing it home. And we do have a big drop here, going to be killing a lot of workers, going to be getting in, getting a free scout. A couple stalkers going in. These stalkers are unupgraded, but this bio is +1/+1 and going to be boosting out of there. Nothing here to reach this little dead zone. Going to be very annoying and just hang out here in the corner to keep blue worried. So blue, while this, see what I'm saying? Like when you have these dropships alive, you can just park him here, keep him at the edge of the bait. There's nothing here to hit this, so he is going to be forced to deal with this dropship before he feels safe to move out. But meanwhile, while we have the blue hung back at home, we are going to be moving across the map. Big chunk of bio, 2 upgrades should be on the way, almost completed, so we're going to hit a good little timing push here. And for those of you who don't play bio or new to Terran, usually good times to upgrade, move out with your bio is when upgrades finish. So 1-1 finishes, when stim finishes, when 2-2 finishes. Because assuming the enemy team hasn't been keeping up with the upgrades, you're going to have a small, strong window of opportunity. Going to be going straight into this base. Geronimo has absolutely nothing. Had a couple of Immortals. They got taken out. And going to be going to town, destroying this base. Meanwhile, Teal barely getting his second base up. Got really nervous and up against the ropes. And actually, Teal, fortunately, doesn't look like the best of players. He did Planetary Fortress his natural, which is fairly safe. And built a bunker behind his mineral lines, which is usually, you can kind of tell, the more static defense people tend to invest in usually has a little something to say about their play style, but I'm not here to talk crap. I'm not the best player, and sometimes I turtle too and build a ton of missile turrets and things of that nature. But red space going to be going down. Meanwhile, Teal did actually drop. As I was talking crap about him, he actually moved across the map and dropped my allies base. Only 1 Colossus here and a couple of stalkers, a lot of Marines and 2 tanks here. Going to be taking all this out and going to be pretty much going to town. Nothing left here for blood. He did have a couple of troops out with me, but nothing back at the home base to help defend this. Going to be round the rest of my bio back to the main base. I'm going to be going in to try to help my ally as soon as possible. But I got to be careful for these tanks. These tanks are going to destroy this bio. Actually, just going in and not even attacking the tanks or splitting my army. Bad play by me, but do manage to push through, do have superior upgrades, and did have the men to spare, so actually able to take this out and force Teal to run home. He's going to be going back with his dropships. Didn't save any of his army, but we are going to be dropping Teal's main base now. Does have a tank here and a handful of Marines to try to defend this, but right now the bio is just overwhelming. This is 2-2 bio, and they are going to be moving uncontested, even moving the dropships back into blue base, being very annoying. Kept them alive all game. Going to be going for blues economy again. He did take another base, but he actually left the game as well. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. I don't normally play bio, but sometimes in these situations, bio is the choice to go. Mech I don't think would have done here. Really had to abuse the mobility of bio. And, well, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, guys. I love reading the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, help grow the Team StarCraft community. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Till next time.